anything go for a moment, so just letting the body rest. Let those feet fall out, you're not holding anything in the legs. Arms away from the body. And we're going to just let the eyes close for a moment. Let's place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. And start to feel the connection of the breath. So you're inhaling in through the nose. Belly rises. And you're exhaling the same way. Inhaling into the throat, the chest, the lungs, abdomen, and you're exhaling from the abdomen, the lungs, the chest, and the throat. Do that one more time. Draw the legs together, blink open the eyes and take a full body stretch. So send the arms, the legs long, maybe a yawn and a sigh. It's hard not to yawn, I think, when you stretch long. Let's just take a little walk with the feet over to the right side, and the same with the head and the arms, but we're going to grab hold of our left wrist. So just creating a slight curve with the body. Send that breath down the left side, growing even taller and longer. And then come back to center. Let's go the opposite way. So shift the legs over to the left. And the head and the arms over to the right. Let's hold on to that right wrist. Send that arm even longer. Breath along that right side. And come back to center. We're going to send the arms alongside us. Palms down on the mat. Let's bend into the legs. A little bit of distance between the knees, the feet. And push your lower back into your mat. Planting the hands down. We're going to place left heel on top of the right knee. And then draw in that right knee. Wrapping the hands around the outer edge or under the thigh. And let's squeeze in here. So really good if you've any sciatica, lower back pain. Just use your breath as you squeeze in. Peel your shoulders down. You want to keep the shoulders relaxed. And that breath long. Still following the rhythm of the breath as you inhale and exhale. And if your neck is feeling okay, maybe bring up the head and hold here. Feeling that middle back push into your mat. And then exhale, back down. Drop the right foot down to your mat. We're going to keep the heel where it is, arms alongside you, and just push into a version of bridge. So you're squeezing the glutes, that left heel is on the right knee. Make sure you're not clenching the jaw. And then that slow lower back down. Plant both feet back onto your mat. We're going to take right heel onto that left knee, draw the left knee in. Bearing in mind one side often feels different, so do make any adjustments. You can always hold under the thigh if that's easier. Make sure you're peeling your shoulders down, you're not clenching anywhere. And exactly the same, squeezing in on that exhalation. Releasing slightly when you inhale. Squeeze on the exhale. Two more breaths. One more. Plant that left foot back down when you're ready. Oh, actually, sorry, let's bring up the head. Before we do that, squeeze up the head. Full spinal stretch. And then drop the head and that left foot. Arms alongside you. And we're going to slowly release that lower back from the mat, pushing up into our version of bridge. Squeezing and holding. And then exhale, slowly, slowly lower back down to the mat. Planting both feet back down. Just make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. We're going to keep the hands and the arms where they are. And then push up into our regular bridge. Lower back, middle back, upper back. Keep that chin tucked in and hold. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Just seeing the belly rise and fall. So you inhale and exhale. We're going to take that slow, slow lower, peeling the back down. And then drawing the knees in. Give yourself a squeeze, a roll side to side. Roll yourself over to one side. Swing round into your table, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then walk your hands forward like you're trying to reach the top of your mat as far as you can. And then drop the forehead down, so you're stretching into the arms and the upper back into melting heart, or sometimes called puppy pose. Reaching long with those arms, peeling open those shoulders. Maybe this is where you need to take a sigh out of the mouth, letting anything go. One more breath, reaching a little further with those fingertips. And then that slow release as you walk back to your table. Keeping the knees where they are. Let's just shift the hands slightly further forward this time. Let's come into our roll. So close the eyes and roll through the body. Really moving whatever way feels good, no right or wrong. How do the hips feel? How does the wrist feel and the knees? Is there anywhere you need to take a little pause or an extra hold? And then reverse your circle. One more breath here. And then come back after your exhalation into your table. Tuck the toes. Let's head into down dog. We're not going to be here too long. Just taking a walk, a stretch, whatever you need. Maybe a push back into those heels. And then send your right leg back, squeeze it back, toes to the floor. And we're going to step forward, top of the mat, right foot, and drop our left knee down. And this is where you'll want your yoga block, so just have it to hand. Relax that back foot. Right hand is going to come down towards your yoga block. Left hand can be on a separate block or just free. And we're just going to shift a little forward and back. So you can use that right hand to support you. Working forward and back. Just stretching into the hips, all connected to our back. Front right leg. And this time, as you shift back, maybe take your block behind you and sit down to your block as you stretch that right leg forward. Maybe reaching towards that right toe, maybe reaching that left hand down. Everything is optional. Just coming back and finding that long breath. Even though we're going to focus a little bit more on the back, we want to make sure we're working the whole of the body, it's all connected. One more breath. As you release off of your block, take your block with you, place it on the outer edge of your right foot. We want to grow tall in our hips, so we don't want to collapse down, we want to grow tall and up. And then we're just going to drop our right hand to our block. And we're going to take a stretch over towards our right side. So you're reaching over towards that right side. So I'll just turn so you can kind of see a little bit more what it looks like. So it's reaching over. Holding here. Taking one more breath. And then release the hands, release your hand from your block, frame your right foot, step it back to your down dog. Take your walk, your stretch, whatever you need here. Maybe a drop and bend of the knees, maybe a sway side to side. Just listening to your body. And then pushing back into those heels, we're going to send that left leg back, toes pointing down. In our three-legged dog. Let's step it forward, top of the mat. Left foot forward, dropping that right knee down. Maybe our block is now on our left side. Relax that back foot. And we're just going to come back to that forward and back motion. Maybe holding our block. Maybe we don't need our block and it's just our hands we're using. You're going to decide. Stretching, rolling, releasing. And then we're going to grab that block as we come back. Just shuffle it under that left glute. So we're sitting down on our block. Left toes are pointing forwards. Maybe we're reaching towards our toe or our knee. Maybe our hands are on our mat. Just use your breath maybe to go a little deeper. Where can you feel this movement? On the left toes pointing upwards. A few more breaths. One more. And then we're going to move away from our block. We want to take it with us, so we have it for our left hand. And then again, we're rising up out of our waist. Left hand is under that block. And we're going to reach over towards our left side, resting that left hand down. Planting that front foot. Stretching into that right hip. And release. Frame your left foot last time. Step back into your down dog. Take whatever you need here. And then drop your knees as wide as your mat. Send your big toes together. Sit back into your balasana, arms long, head down. Go back to your long breath. Feeling that belly rise and fall. One more breath here. Take a walk over to your right side, left hand on top of the right and drop the head. Breathing down that left side of the body. Stay in for a few breaths. And then take that walk the opposite way over towards our left side. Right hand can go on top of the left as you drop the forehead down towards that left knee. And slowly, slowly back to center. We want to come back to our table. Bring the knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. And we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So bring the right knee forward, just shift it forward, big toe side of the mat, and shift your left leg back. Before you come down, just breathe in, maybe come up onto your fingertips, and just give that lower back a release and a stretch. And then as you exhale, you're bending at the arms, you're folding forward, maybe reaching the hands forward or grabbing your support as you drop the head down. Once you're there, just take a little wiggle and a shift side to side. Seeing if there's anywhere that you need to focus or hold. Taking your time. And then maybe just finding stillness in the pose. A few more breaths here. Coming back up when you're ready. We're just going to shift back into that table. Just gently. And then that left knee just shifts forward, big toe, side of the mat. We're going to walk that right leg back as far as we can shift it. Coming up onto those fingertips, slight back bend here. Gazing forward. And let's walk down to our mat. Taking that support if you need it. And once again, that roll, that shift side to side. And then maybe just finding stillness in your Kapitasana pigeon pose. One more breath. And then taking that walk back up. We're going to swing round onto our glutes. We're going to use our yoga block. And I'd suggest a blanket or something for the top of the head. It can also be a second yoga block. It needs a little bit of height to it. And let's do our middle back stretch. So we're going to grab our block. If this is not for you, you can always come back to your bridge pose. So that middle block is going to be going into the middle of our back. So as we go back, we can hold our block with our hands and just move it to wherever it needs to go. We keep our feet on the mat. We roll back. We take that support for our head. And then once we're there, we can just let the arms go. Peel the shoulders back. Like you're sending the shoulders down to the floor. Palms facing upwards. Making any adjustments that you need. You're going to stay for a few breaths. Obviously, if anything doesn't feel okay, you release out. Taking one more breath here. And you're going to use your elbows to bring you off of your yoga block. You're going to move away any support that you may have been using. And then lie back down. Draw those knees in. Give yourself a squeeze, a hug. And maybe bring up the head. Send that left leg long and just squeeze in your right knee. Holding the right knee with the right hand, just take it out to the side. Keep your left hand on your left hip. And then bring that knee back to center. Hold on to that left knee with the left hand and head over to your left side. Rolling onto that left hip. Let that right arm feel heavy. Let the eyes close if that's comfortable. And take a slow roll back to center. Send that right leg long. Let's squeeze in that left knee. Hug it in. Maybe bring up the head. Need that extra stretch into the neck as well. Drop that head back down. Hold on to that knee with the left hand, right hand on the right hip. Peel that left knee open. Keeping that knee quite high if you can. Knee back to center, holding onto that knee with the right hand as you twist over to the right. Letting that left shoulder go. No tension. Peeling open that left arm. And that slow roll back to center. Taking this last moment in Shavasana, letting everything go. Absorbing the aftermath of your practice. How does the body feel? Can you feel the difference from the start to the finish? Maybe feeling more ready for your day. And just absorbing this last moment of stillness.